the ROI of automation and the digital workforce, also known as artificial intelligence, AI. What I'm not going to talk about today is if we need AI, if we need automation, why we need AI, or why we need automation. We all know that. We know we need AI. We know why we need it. I'm having a lot of conversations with the MSPs as part of my job, obviously, my QBRs. The question is how? Nick, how do we use AI, how do we use automation to really get the most ROI? Is there a better way? Is there a best way? So this is what we're going to talk about today. Pretty interesting, pretty practical session again. Take out your notepads, take notes. So a bit of a background myself first. So I'm Nick, I'm your host for today. I worked for MSPs all my life, my work life. I used to work for Virtual IT Group. That's the MSP who created Pia in Shell Harbour, done in Shell Harbour, then expanded into the US and UK. Then when we launched into market in 2022, I transitioned into Pia. It's a pretty good journey, pretty good company to work for. Raise your hand if you've never heard of Pia before. If you don't know what we do, if you don't know who we are, please raise your hand. Okay. So I'm going to give you just a bit of background on us. We are an AI and automation platform. We integrate directly into your PSA, whether it's Autotask, of course, ConnectWise, and Hello PSA. We have 70 pre-built workflows. That's right, we don't need you to code your way through the platform. We have 70 pre-built workflows to work through your level 1, level 1.5, and level 2 tickets. Think about tickets that are repeatable, transactionable. User onboarding, user offboarding, password resets, change calendar permissions, create share mailboxes. So these are all transactionable tickets. Automation thrives with it. The AI component of Pia is designed to select the automations for you. It's designed to triage your tickets as soon as they come into your service desk. We have an AI model, of course, and we have AI auto start and many, many more features, and a forms portal as well. Please come to the Pia booth. Let's have a conversation. Let's deep dive into those features. So why are we in business? Evolving challenges, of course, for MSPs. I get to talk to a lot of MSPs as part of my job. I'm an account manager, so my job is having QBRs with you guys, and of course, I talk to a lot of you during the events as well. Ticket queues are growing. Every time I have meetings with my client, they're all like, Nick, we are flat out. Customers are getting more demanding. And of course, that leads into the next challenge, which is how to find the right staff. It's very hard to find staff in Australia, let alone keep them, especially in regional Australia. If you are in anyone from regional Australia, by the way. So I spent most of my Australian life when I moved to Australia in Griffith, New South Wales, Riverina. So I know how hard it is interviewing, finding people, let alone keep them. Pretty hard. A lot of time is lost also on the level 1, level 2 tickets. Move ads and changes. What do they have in common? Well, they're predictable, they're transactionable, yet we spend a lot of time on them. Automation thrives on it. Pia shines on those kind of tasks. We live in a fragmented world, right? Think about user onboarding. Okay, you've got a ticket, you need to onboard a new user. How many portals do you think you need to onboard a new user? So you've got your RMM, that's one. You've got your PSA. You've got your CSP if you need to buy a license. You've got your Office 365 portal, of course. If the environment is on-prem, you've got an agent, you've got a DC as well, so 5. Let's say you have IT Glue for your repository. Let's say you have to spin up a VoIP extension, maybe in 3CX. Firewall user, VPN, 8. The industry is evolving, okay? It's not about how do we do more with less, it's also how do we redefine success. We need to deliver more outcomes. So what are the powers of the benefits of the digital workforce using Pia? Of course, we enable faster ticket resolution, of course, automation, is there just for that, of course. Scale tech to endpoint ratio. So we all know industry standards, MSPs, one technician should be able to look after around 150 endpoints around. So obviously automation allows you to scale that. Add endpoints into your RMM, get more clients without adding resources to your desk. With Pia, you can create self-service capabilities. We have a form system, it's called Smart Forms, where you can expose your automations, your forms to your client. They log the ticket backed by a Pia automation. You want to take it to the next level, you can turn on zero-touch resolution, where the automation kicks off as soon as your clients log a ticket. You create a self-service experience. And of course, fewer human errors. Transactionable, repeatable. They're done the same way every single time. Automation doesn't skip a beat. Now let's get into the meat of the session. This is a traditional service desk. Okay, this is a timeline, 9 to 5. Okay. Many MSPs operate this way. Technician comes in, 9 o'clock, they start working on a user onboarding. Okay, some triage time, of course, admin time. Let's say by 10, they're done. What happens next? Cup of coffee, smoko, have a walk around the office. Come back, user offboarding, 10:05. 11:30, we go through another ticket. Lunch break, of course. Couple of password resets. Outlook issue, and of course, the inescapable printer issue at 5 o'clock. Bonus if it's a Friday. If it's a Friday, what do you get? You get a user onboarding. Hey, can you onboard a new user by Monday? And you're there asking, by which Monday? This coming Monday, just do it already. Now, what do you see here? It's linear-like, okay? It's one ticket after the other, one ticket after the other. You focus on one ticket at the same time. You work on one ticket at the same time. In fact, many MSPs here, they will instruct their technician, do not work on multiple tickets at the same time. You're going to lose focus. You're going to make mistakes. Let's introduce automation into the mix now. What happens? What happens when you introduce automation here? Of course, you can cut the resolution times pretty easily. Okay? Now, the question now is, what do we do? So we created just time. We created more time. Do we extend lunch breaks? Do we do more smokos? Of course not. Your first reaction is, okay, let's slot more tickets into the gaps. Let's fill the gaps. Okay? Got nice gaps here. Let's put more tickets in, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Just fine. So I want to challenge your notion of ROI and output. So if I tell you, I closed 30 tickets, is that enough to qualify an ROI? An ROI achievement, you say, okay, in how long? How long did you take? If you take 3 months, that's not doable for me. Okay? If I say, well, I worked for 8 hours, is that enough? No, because you want to know how many tickets you closed in that amount of time. So it has to be redefined by output per unit of time. You want to get your unit of time, whether it's per day, per week, and you want to know how many tickets you're closing within that amount of time. If you're slotting more tickets into the gaps now, of course you're going to get to maybe 12, 13, 20 maybe. What if there's a better option? What if there's a better way? With Pia, now we call it the Pia champion model, or Pia service desk, Pia framework, Pia powered service desk. So the beauty of Pia is, once you give your instructions into the workflow, into Pia, for a new user, for example, could be the name, surname, display name, distribution lists. Once you're done, you're done. You don't have to sit there and watch Pia do the job. Why should I work on one ticket at the same time? Pia does the rest, right? So this is how the Pia-powered service desk works, right? Yes, you start at 9 a.m. the user onboarding. By 9:03, you should be done putting information into Pia. Okay? So 9:03, you're now ready for your user offboarding, which was now previously at 10:30. In the span of half an hour, you've done 5 or 6 tickets. That's different, right? Again, once you're done putting the information into the automation, into Pia, that's it. Pia takes care of the rest. Well, and so on and so forth. You get the idea, right? Multiple tickets at the same time. There's no way in the world you can do this without an automation tool, without Pia. No way. Our mind is not designed for it. Our mind is designed to have a cognitive load only on one task at a time. Can't do this without it. So how does it work in real life? This is Autotask. See, Tom is one of our product specialists here in Pia. Tom is working on a user onboarding. Once he's done on a user onboarding, he doesn't sit there, watch Pia do what it's meant to be doing. He's going into your PC performance report. How many tickets? 5. He's working on 5 tickets at the same time. So Tom is no longer the technician. He's the orchestrator. He's the agent manager, orchestrating the PR agent, going outside in the wild and doing tickets and performing tasks for him. Different role, right? That's the PR champion. If PR, for any reason, needs more information from you, PR will give you an auditory feedback, give you a beep. Tom knows it's time to go back to that ticket, put the information in, and continue with the automation, jump back into the password reset or whatever other ticket you were working on. So this is how the PR service desk works. However, I don't want you to take my word for it. It actually works. It's proven system. We've seen MSPs achieving amazing results with it. You can go to our website. There's a lot of testimonials. MSPs, technicians closing 30 tickets in one day, 35 tickets in one day. So one of our best advocates is Belinda from MSP Blueshift. Would you like to join me on stage, Belinda? Come on up. Big round of applause for Belinda, please. Now, Belinda, obviously you've been with us for over 3 years now. Mm-hmm. So it's been a good journey. I want you to sort of set the stage for obviously everyone that doesn't know you. So what services do you provide? Where do you operate?
Yeah, sure. So we're a MSP. We're in Melbourne, based in Flemington. We have 18 staff. We're primarily managed services with a large focus on cybersecurity and automation. Mm-hmm. There's myself and 2 other owners, so we're owner-led. And yeah, we've been using Pia for 3 years now with great results.
Now let's dive into the Pia champion mindset. So talk about, if you don't mind sharing, how was the Pia champion mindset in your service desk? How was it structured before, and what changes did you make to your service desk to get that mindset across, and operational changes as well, right? To work on multiple tickets at the same time and operate differently. Yeah.
So, ideally we had this mindset around, obviously people are working on one ticket at a time. A ticket comes in, you focus on that ticket. Then you obviously start on the next ticket. What Pia's allowed us to do, obviously, is to work on multiple tickets at the same time. So I learned very quickly, and obviously to be able to measure it and see the return on investment, is to actually pull all tickets that are serviceable by Pia out into its own separate entity, its own separate board, if you like, in a PSA. So essentially what happens now is that any ticket that comes in that can be serviceable by Pia is automatically moved to the Pia board, and the technician works on, I have one technician that rotates on a weekly basis that just purely works on Pia and processing those tickets.
Okay, and if we want to get even more specific on that, operationally, you use the triage component of Pia. Yep. How does it work? So walk me through the ticket journey. Ticket comes in, what happens after in terms of Pia, triage?
Yeah, so a ticket will come into our service desk. If it's serviceable by Pia, it's moved to the Pia dispatch board. Then we have a round robin in place. So basically it looks at what is the ticket type, who's available, are they on a schedule? No. What level of SLA is it at? And it gets automatically assigned to the next available technician.
And you were telling me before, there's no need for multiple Pia champion. You rotate.
Yeah, so essentially we have just created it as a norm in our business. So we have an offshore team of 8 people. They are the Pia champions in our organisation. So I have multiple silos there. So we have NOC, we have SOC, we have some project work, as well as all our help desk. So when you come into the organisation, you learn Pia, you know nothing else. It's part of our business. Automation is part of our business.
Sure.
So weekly a tech rotates through. So therefore I don't have one, I essentially have 8. So at any one time, if someone's away, someone can always jump in and complete that role. I think the thing that's important to mention is that someone's not just there waiting to, click for Pia and make that ticket automate. That's their primary job during the day, but they're also working on SOC, they're also working on NOC. So I've got multiple resources and I've just got one person servicing those Pia tickets.
Absolutely. So we've got a lot of business owners here, and I wanted to touch on the ROI and get into numbers. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the presentation of the session, how do you measure the ROI? What are your KPI for success? And what numbers have you seen off the back of this mindset shift of the Pia champion?
Yeah, sure. So, look, I guess the number one thing for me is how many tickets is Pia completing. So within our help desk, it's now doing 38%. The other thing I was looking at was...
38%
38%
of the entirety of your incoming ticket base.
Tickets, yeah. So not knock or alerts or anything like that. So yeah, we've got it at 38%. The other thing that I was looking at is obviously adoption rate. So are all the tickets that can be serviceable by Pia, are they being serviced? So we've got that at 98%. There's always something outside the realm that's unusual that doesn't get picked up. That it doesn't mean that we can't go, okay, why is this not working?
Yeah, sure.
Give it to you guys. You guys are quite helpful in helping us with that. Obviously looking at resolution time, efficiency. The other thing too is also essentially I don't have a level 1 help desk. Level 1's on my help desk anymore. It's all automated. So I've been fortunate enough to be able to upskill those level 1s that I had offshore to level 2. So
yeah, and that was leading me to my next question. Yeah. I often get the objection, and I'm sure it's a broader question in relation to AI in general. Of course, if you're using models like ChatGPT and Claude and so forth, but I do get the comment, oh, are you switching your brain off? Are you using Pia? Are you unlearning what you have learned in the past? And you actually have the opposite experience where your technicians have upskilled because of Pia.
Yeah, definitely. Look, I didn't want to get rid of anyone. I mean, if I look at it logically, Pia does the job of 2.5 people for me now. So that's, 2.5 level 1s that I don't have to employ, saving money for the business, obviously. But also, we have great culture in our company. I generally love the team that we have. And, they're grateful for the fact that they have been able to upskill, kind of work their way up into the business. I don't have to worry about level 1. I don't know about you guys, but hiring level 1s is pretty hard these days. So I've managed to upskill, the employees that I already have. And it's been really valuable to us and to them as well.
Yeah, so in hindsight, is it worth it? So, or in other words, the results that you're seeing now, would you have been able to achieve those results without an automation tool like Pia?
Absolutely not. Like if I thought 3 years ago that I had an offshore team that does 85% of our work, I didn't think that would be achievable at all. Yeah. And particularly with onboarding of new users using smart forms, that's been a game changer for us. Obviously, the Monday morning we've got a new user. We have to scramble for someone to set up that new user. Now it's all essentially automated. We can do it, within a short space of time. So that's been really valuable. PC builds, it used to take us 2 hours to build a PC. Now it's done in under half an hour.
That's great, yeah. So the PC build is one of your custom automations. So can you walk me through what you've done? Because the platform, everyone's benefit, the platform is open. So yes, we have 60 or 70 pre-built workflows. You can modify them, you can extend them, you can create new ones as well. So how many, crazy numbers, how many new packages, or how many packages have you created? Just curious, what are the packages that allow you to see the most benefits or more ROI, the highest ROI? Yeah.
Look, we have a lot of them. So we have 438, I think the last count was. So I think for me, the value add initially was the moves add changes stuff. So if you think of Office 365, you know, password reset, setting a new user, new license, that involved a tech logging into each tenancy. Whereas now, you know, that comes through, 10 of those can be completed within 5 minutes. Definitely the PC build for us. We've created that round robin where essentially it assigns to the next available tech. That's been really valuable. The other really cool thing that we've done is the default timestamp, particularly for break fix clients. So essentially we had it installed for just managed services, but what I realised is the high churn break fix, you know, the ones that are always wanting new users or changes to, you know, licensing, display names, mailboxes, that type of stuff. So now I have a default that essentially tags 15 minutes on that ticket. So
can I give more context?
Yeah.
So Pia works well obviously with your managed services clients, but initially when we didn't have the time logging feature, I was having conversations and they're like, Pia, Nick, I can't use Pia for my ad hoc time and material breakfast clients because Pia is too quick. I can't bill my clients for a 30 seconds password reset or 2 minutes new user, I can't do it. Yeah. So we came up with the time logging feature, which allows you to create a time entry in your PSA, an arbitrary amount of time that you decide against a particular task. So you can log 15 minutes every time you do a password reset. You can log 30 minutes every time you do you run a new user onboarding or offboarding. Yeah.
So that was definitely a game changer for us. That, you know, particularly for break fix, I can still charge in 15-minute increments. But essentially, 10 jobs are being done in 15 minutes, and I'm still making 15 times 15 minutes. So
it's fantastic. Yeah. Now, thank you, Belinda, for sharing your story. I'll get you to stay on stage. We have a Q&A session, so we have a few minutes left. If you have any questions for me or for Belinda, please raise your hand. We're going to have Vanessa floating around with the mic.
Hi, guys. So, in terms of trying to work out your profitability for MSPs, right, when P is doing all the work and then, you know, at the end of the month, the client wants to know what you're doing for them and you want to say, you know, you've spent this many hours this month on their support or whatnot. P obviously eliminates a lot of the time with the text. How do you show the value to the client in terms of, okay, this is how much time we're spending, or how do you tackle that?
This, I believe, is more, for Belinda.
Yeah. So I guess for me, efficiency. So, you know, they're getting their issues resolved quickly, or a new user is being created straight away. So I've never had an issue where a client's kind of said, no, this is not working for us. At the end of the day, resolution is quicker. There's less room for error as well, because obviously, you know, human error is a big element. People forget or they get distracted. So there's definitely been, you know, in terms of the error, that, you know, there's no error because it's running a script and essentially it's doing what it's supposed to do.
Vanessa.
I just have one question, actually two. So you mentioned you're saving 2.5 techs.
Mm-hmm.
So how many endpoints?
So we have 2,000 endpoints, peer agents,
And how long did that whole, you mentioned you have 400 workflows or things?
430, So,
430?
I think for the first year, to be honest, I probably got it wrong. I didn't fully understand it. So out of the box, it's in, I didn't have a peer champion. We didn't fully understand it. So I think Nick remembers I had a nervous breakdown one day and I was kind of like, no, this has got to work. How do we fix it? So we created the peer board. So everything that peer could service, it went to its own board. And then, you know, we had that one person just working on it to ensure that anything that was serviceable is going to be used by peer. So nothing was getting missed. What I found initially is I implemented it into just normal service desk, but, you know, senior engineers or people who have been working in this industry for 10, 15 years, they didn't want some automation doing their job for them because they thought they knew better or that it was going to take their job. So I had to think about it a bit more smartly. It was like, okay, well, it's doing the moves, that changes stuff, it's doing the install stuff, it's doing the initial troubleshooting. It's not really going to be a benefit to the senior engineers or professional services guys, but definitely from the help desk component. So I just focused on building that. What can I automate here from the bottom up? So now it's just growing in that.
Do you mind me asking who is your champion? Because I think we've had
The champion in my business?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's my team lead in Manila. Did you mean someone specifically, or?
No.
Oh.
No, just like you, yeah, because you mentioned they're high technical people. They are going to be the.
He's not high technical at all. In fact, I would say that.
Rio?
Oh, Rio, yeah.
Yeah.
He's not high technical at all. So basically, he just understood the platform. I do have a developer that writes the scripts. So she works 2 days a week, but she purely just writes scripts for Pia. In terms of managing Pia, in terms of that dispatch from Pia and the tickets, that's my team lead in Manila. But that's process. I have a whole heap of process in place, yeah.
Any more questions?
So I'm not really going to ask a question. I just wanted to give a testimonial. Not getting paid. But one thing that works for us very well, we're using Pia for incident response. And one thing that's very powerful when you get into the understanding of the customization of these packages is that they're extremely fast. And especially if you're like medium or small sized MSP and you probably don't have a fully activated SOC that is perfectly set up and is totally gonna watch every single step that happens and just blocks out several agents. Just for your technician to know, there's like this runbook that's just gonna change all the passwords, block and revoke all the sessions and stuff like that. And you can build it yourself. That's extremely powerful, and we've been using that quite often. So just want to share that because it's
Appreciate that.
a bunch of people don't know about it.
Since we're all sharing, very recently as well, came here a little bit late, but I didn't see Nick mention anything about smartphones. And that's a fantastic feature that most of our customers depended on. I actually had an instance where we turned off smartphones for one of the clients while we were doing maintenance. Within 20 minutes, he was calling us and saying, "Where's my smartphones?" Couldn't leave this out. So, probably worth mentioning.
Yeah, I wish I had 2 hours, but yeah, we're running out of time. We have 1 minute left. Sorry, no more questions, but of course, we're at the booth. Come and ask us as many questions as you like. Belinda will be floating around the conference as well. Now, if you can scan the QR code to book a demonstration. If you sign up for a demonstration today or during the conference, if you sign up with us in the next 6 weeks, then you get 50% of your onboarding fee. If you want to have a custom demonstration today or tomorrow, if you're brave enough and you sign up with Pia at the conference, then you get 100% discount. You get a free onboarding. The onboarding works as a project. We have a dedicated project manager, a product specialist to walk you through the initial configuration, and a dedicated account manager. Could be me, could be Vanessa. So I thank you very much for your time, Belinda.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone. Appreciate your time. Thank you. I'll see you at the Pia booth.